and transform lives, and is an inspirer and sculptor of souls. Freddy's expertise and signature system is in guiding top business leaders and professionals to higher levels of success and fulfillment. He has helped thousands of individuals take their emotions, health, finances, business, and relationships to the next level. Please help me welcome Dr. Freddy Behin.
Thank you. Can you guys believe all that? Credentials on that bastard? The gymnast, doctor, software guy, all that crap. But time out. I'm going to tell you something. That guy is an imposter. He's a phony. I know it looks all good, but he's an imposter. The fact of the matter is, he did all of those things so he can feel accepted. He did all of those things so he can feel like he was good enough. It wasn't enough that he became a champion. He had to be a doctor. It wasn't enough that he became a doctor. He had to be an entrepreneur. It wasn't enough to have one business. He had to create 7. And yet, there was another mountain for him to climb. How many of you, by show of hands, know of someone that has all the beautiful trimming of success in their life, but inside, they're empty? By show of hands. Most of you. Absolutely. So success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. That's what one of the quotes that Tony Robbins uses. I want you guys to imagine for a second. What would you want people to say about you at your funeral? Would you want them to say that you had power? Would you want them to say that you were successful, you were rich? What if they said he had all of that, but that poor bastard was unhappy? Think about that. Would that be a successful life? For me, success is defined as a journey. Success is when you lived your life and you say, you know what a freaking ride. It was incredible. I'll do it any day. I'll relive that life over and over again. That's when success has truly occurred. It's not about your finances by itself. It's when you live the life with all the ups and downs, but you still would do it again. Success is also when you hold your promises. Promises to yourself. When you say, Monday morning I'm going to go and work out, you actually get up and go do the workout. When you promise yourself, I'm no longer going to indulge in crappy food, you actually hold your promises to yourself. When you say, I'm going to start a business, but you're not bound. But once I get X, Y, and Z done, I'll do it. You'll actually do it. You keep your promises. That's when you're successful, when you're accountable to yourself. For me, ultimately, success is defined as leaving a legacy. Success is when I know that I've made a difference, that my life, even though it's in this small body, yet powerful, is of importance. It's a life that contributed to this world. So what's stopping us? Think about it. Everyone would want that, but why is it that we don't achieve that? Why is it that we cannot get to that level? So not only we're at an excellent level with ourselves, but we can contribute outside. What holds us back? I'm sure there's a lot of dreams that are not being taken care of right now. So the truth for me was that I realized that I, personally, was under the influence. I'm not talking about this. Definitely not this either. And surely not this. I was under the influence of slobs. I know. Slobs. Here it comes. I'm going to tell you something extremely profound. As a matter of fact, you should write this down. This is probably going to be the most important thing I'm going to tell you today. No, really. Self-limiting obstructive belief system. How many of you think you may have one? Or 2 or 3? That you're not good enough. Maybe you're not tall enough. Maybe you're not rich enough. Maybe you weren't born in the right family. How many of you know of someone? By show of hands. Let me see that. Beautiful. You know, success can happen where you're wealthy in one area, but then you're failing at other areas of your life. You might have the wealth, but not have your relationship, or your health might be really bad. But you have wealth. Or maybe you have a great relationship, but you're broke. Or maybe you have it all, but you're exhausted. You're emotionally drained. Would that be a successful life? Ultimately, success is when you're balanced, when everything is in one spot, and you can take one piece of excellence from one area of your life to the other. Most successful people that only are succeeding in one area of their life, they're the ones that come to me and get coaching because they're hurting somewhere else. And they think if they just take their business from $10 million to 20, their marriage is going to be fixed. Or they believe that once I have this amount of money, then I'm going to propose to my girl. Life is about balance. Okay, I'm going to tell you something really profound. As a matter of fact, this is going to be the most important thing I'm going to tell you right now. No, really, this one is. Successful people live with higher standards. They live with higher standards in their relationships, with their health, with their finances. They do not live mediocre. Anyone that is worth anything has a high standard. I can guarantee you something, that 5 years from now, you'll be exactly where you are today, unless you make one change. If you change your standards and you live at a higher standard level, your life will change. Your standards are defined by 4 little things. Number 1, people you meet and you hang out with. Obviously, you guys are in the right environment. Some of your family members are not with you. This is the environment. If you were talking about growth, you want to hang out with the right people. So who you hang out with matters. That's one way of raising your standards. Second one, your education, your knowledge level, the books you read, the seminars you go to. But then ultimately, decision and action. Nothing happens just because you're feeling pumped. Nothing happens because you're motivated. If you don't take action, nothing changes. I know I said that already before, but this is really a very profound moment. This is the most important thing, seriously. Take notes. You are where you are in your life because of the decisions you've made. Pain is inevitable. Everyone experiences pain. All of us have pain. And the beauty of pain is, it goes away with time. Suffering, on the other hand, is a choice. You choose to suffer. It's your choice. You have to make a decision. How do you want to live? How many of you know Evander Holyfield? Heavyweight, undisputed heavyweight. No one knows the land. Oh my God. Seriously? Oh, 2 of you? Wow, this poor guy worked his whole life and only 2 of you know him. This guy was the undefeated heavyweight. There is a quote that he has. It's unbelievable. He says that athletes, in this case boxers, with high standards, after the game when they're putting the belt on, they don't feel any pain. But the lower standard boxer, the one with the losing mindset, will feel and remember every single punch for the rest of their life. Now, that was an important thing to remember. Oh, I left that out there. It's right behind you. Thank you. In my #1 best-selling, thank you so much. This book, #1 best-selling book, Living Impossible Dreams, I share with you 7 secrets that no longer are secrets that I've used in becoming a champion, becoming a doctor, even though I was dyslexic and I wasn't supposed to even make it to school, let alone medical school, becoming a surgeon, and a bunch of other stuff. 7 tools that I've used it systematically on everything. Who would like to get a free copy? Okay. Wow. Don't kill me. Wow. So what did you guys just experience? How many of you raised your hand? Okay, don't lie now. Raise your hand again. Why did you not come to the front? Exactly. Remember what I told you? You are where you are in your life based on the decisions you make. That was a decision to keep your buns on the seats instead of coming up here and getting a free book. Think about that. Some of you have some fears. You wanted to be here, but there was this little voice in your head said, I'm not going to go up there. But I really want the book. And then as soon as she got up, other people found this courage to stand up. Isn't that true? So what is the biggest fear human beings have? Scream it out. Losing. Okay, close. Fear of. Very good. We're getting close. Fear of not being good enough, right? And in turn, if you're not good enough, really, it's not about not being good enough. Because if you're not good enough, you're going to get judged. And when you get judged, maybe you're not going to be loved. I don't care how big you are, how small you are, how tough you look, tattoos or not, piercings. We're all love bugs, all of us. All of us want to be accepted and loved. So out of the fear of potentially being judged, small example right now, we are afraid to take action in some of our dreams. And by doing that, we think that we have to earn our right to be loved. What if love was freely given? What if you had to do nothing for it? This is what's holding us back. Success is not a straight line. For some of us, it is a straight line. But you know what the problem with that is? If I succeed in anything quickly, I'm terrified. Do you know why? Because I got there, and if I want to do it again, I have to have the same exact fears. But what if I failed along the way? And it slowed me down. I didn't get to point B right away, but I failed and I moved. I failed and I figured it out and moved. What if I went all the way back in a different business? Would I be able to go over this a little smoother now? Because I can anticipate the failures? So guess what? If you want consistency, if you want to repeat success in multiple different fields, you want to embrace failure. You want to embrace that. You're like, I screwed that up. Let me do it again, but with a different approach. Let me give you a story. How many of you know what organic chemistry is? By show of hands. Any scientists here? Some of you. How many of you actually taken organic chemistry? For the love of God. Okay, I'll give you a story. I went to UCLA in California. It's a pretty good school. And I took organic chemistry 5 times. 5 freaking times. That's 5 semesters, because you can only take it once a semester. How many of you think that most people stop taking that after the first failure? Maybe second, maybe third. On the 5th try, my professor's like, Freddy, why are you here? I said, ma'am, you keep changing the exam. I don't know how to pass it yet, but I'll figure it out. And on the 5th try, I passed. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is, if I would have given up any earlier, this kid would not have had the ability to eat. If I would have given up on that organic chemistry, this child would not have her face back. So what I'm here to encourage you to do is to have the courage. Not the courage because you're not afraid. Have the courage to be afraid, but doing it anyways. When they asked me at the World Championships, how did that feel? 10,000 people screaming your name. You introduced a brand new move to the world. How did that feel? And you know what my response was? Just like another day at the gym. And the reason for that was my success was not defined at that moment. It was 10 years prior, where I had to say no to drugs, when I had to go to the workout, when I didn't want to work out, when I had to miss birthday parties, when I was in pain and I still had to go, when I was terrified and I still had to attempt the skill that I needed to do. That defined me. So on that day, it was just another day. I already was a champion in my mind. You guys are with me? Last thing I'm going to leave you guys with. How many of you know how they catch monkeys? Anyone knows? Monkeys are pretty freaking fast, aren't they? How do they catch them? With nuts, not banana, with nuts. What they do is they poke a hole in a tree, big enough for their hand. They put nuts in there, and then monkey goes, puts the hand in there, grabs the nuts, and then can't leave. But why is the monkey not letting go? Out of fear of loss. Monkey's stuck, and guess what happens? They get captured. So my question to you is, how many of you may have to let go of some nuts so you can get to the next level? Maybe it's an idea that's holding you back. Maybe it's a limiting belief that's holding you back. Just like JT told you at the beginning in the morning, all of us need coaches. All of us. But none of us need opinions. Coaches come with vision, knowledge, and experience. Someone that's walked the walk before you, not someone that has an opinion about something they think potentially is not possible. So I'm encouraging you guys to make sure that you get coaching in whatever field you're at, whether it be at the JT Fox or anywhere else, but make sure that you have someone out there that's encouraging you, that's seeing where you're not, seeing your blind spot. Ultimately, the last thing I want to leave you with is, does your life matter? Is your existence today an existence that the world is going to encourage to keep around because your existence will change the world? My name is Dr. Freddy Behin. I'll be your MC for the rest of the day.